Hello there, this is Michael Gio, and I want to make a short video for you guys on something that happened while I was growing mushrooms. Now, and in order to grow mushrooms, you need to grow them in plates, an agar plate. For the ones that don't know agar plates, they sort of look like this. They have this nutrients and agar. Agar would be the agent that solidified those nutrients in that jello-like media. And then we got this plate. Pretty sure you guys have seen this. Now, the thing is, you need to grow the mycelia in there. After that, normally you pass that to seeds. Could be, grain. It could be like a bird seed, wheat, corn. Personally, I like corn. For some reason, my oyster mushrooms grow better in corn. A lot of people use wheat. After that we call the spawn, after that then you go and put it on the substrate. Depending on the type of mushroom, then you use hardwood chips or hardwood ground wood, or like hay or straw, for example. Now, what I want to show you today is this. This is a contaminant. Now, I want to show you in this case this specific plate. As you can see in this plate, the mold is growing. Normally, the mold grows circular or like on a radial growth. Why? Imagine that there's one piece of mycelia or one spore that gets there in the agar, and then they start growing, forming a circle, radial growth around the plate. As you can see in this other plate. Start in the center, growth around, forming a big circle. Now in this case, that didn't happen. It's not growing in a circle. And here you can see there's a concave area, convex respecting to this mold, this contaminant, but concave with respect to this other one that is here. Now when I saw that, I said, well, this definitely is yeast. It could be bacteria, but it's definitely a yeast. Now there's a few yeast that grows like that. Candida albicans, for example. Now, when we relate Candida, you think on a yeast infection, genitals, yeast infection, mouth, normally HIV patients because the immune system is compromised, yes, but it's still a contaminant that are in our body, in our skin. So we actually have a lot of Candida, a lot of different yeast in our body as a part of a floral microbiota of our body. The thing is, this could come from myself, contaminant in the air. This organism here is inhibiting the growth of this organism, this other filamentous mold. Why I know that? Because it should be growing in a circle pattern, and it's not. It's creating this concave area here. From the center of this microorganism, in this case that yeast, to here, there's approximately maybe 2 centimeters, a little bit more than 2 centimeters. So we're talking about 200 millimeters. Now this is not a diffusion plate or a diffusion test to check for antimicrobial agents, but still we can see in there. We can actually see it in there, which is very, very interesting that, this is probably what happened to Fleming when he saw that penicillium growing in those plates, killing all those bacteria. Pretty much this resembled what he saw at some point with his experiment. Now I'm not saying that we discover here a antimicrobial agent. We know by fact that yeast, for example, Pichia, which is resemble that pattern on plates. There's some Pichia yeast that actually produce specific antimicrobial agent, in this case antifungal, and they can inhibit the growth of microorganisms. There's a bunch of different papers that I can put in the description that you can go and see that this specific Pichia yeast can produce or can eliminate bunch of different molds, including Aspergillus. But very, very interesting. Now, I'm not going to waste my resources or identifying this as a Pichia candida. Saccharomyces could be another type of yeast. But it's very interesting that even when we have contaminants in our projects, in our labs, we can actually find sometimes what we're not looking for. Take a look. So I really couldn't resist, and I actually have to inoculate that yeast and also the mold just to see in a plate what exactly happened. If this is just, just happened in this plate, or if it's actually this yeast is actually producing any antifungal agent. Here you can see the original plate. Now you're gonna see the difference between the color. It is just this is a very old plate, but it used to be the same color. As you can see, this one is very green. Now in this case you can see the mold is growing around, so it's forming pretty much this clear area of the agar in this areas here, and the actual yeast is growing with this type of shape in the middle. So it's definitely producing an antimicrobial agent, in this case of course antifungal. Now I also observed this mold in the microscope, both of them. I'm pretty sure this yeast is Pichia. It actually have the form shape of the Pichia, but again it's not 100% accurate identification. The mold is definitely a penicillium, look like a penicillium here, but I'm gonna show you how it looked like under the microscope. Here you have it. Normally they sort of look like this under the microscope. And here you have the penicillium. So very interesting. Here you have the two plates. Clearly you can see the inhibition zones of these plates. Now also I want to show you Fleming's plate. This is an actual picture, black and white picture of Fleming's plate. In the bottom you can see the Staphylococcus growing as normal, creating colonies. But when it's close to the actual mold, which is this area here, there's an inhibition zone, like the bacteria in this case are not growing well. So you can see they're sort of transparent. Very interesting. I hope you like this video. Please subscribe, click on that notification bell, and I see you next time.